So, about a year ago, I did a review of this Takamaka 69 high proof white rum from the Seychelles. Um, Initially, when I first opened the bottle, I thought it was absolute garbage. And then it kind of grew on me. I don't know if it was just air getting in the bottle or, my starting to notice new things, but it started to grow on me. I started to notice some fairly interesting distillate character underneath the piles and piles of like just cheap, highly refined ethanol in this thing. And I reviewed it accordingly. I didn't think it was good, but I didn't think it was complete garbage by that point, anyways. And then it came to me again in a blind, and I tried it blind, and I thought it was complete garbage again. Both of those reviews are linked up below. So, anyways, it's one of those situations where you kind of, to go back to that moment of it growing on me, where you kind of have to think to yourself, oh, it would be so nice to try this Takamaka without all that column still, highly refined dreck. Just to get back down to the distillate, see what that's like, right? And normally, I would leave it there, and I never get to do it. But then I got these. Okay, this is the doing of Luca Gargano of, I hate it when these little things get stuck inside, Velier, who seems to have a knack of talking producers into doing wacky bottlings for him. And he seems to have talked the Takamaka folks into doing some high-strength bottlings of just their pot distillate. So that is what these is. That is what these is. Sorry, I haven't totally woken up yet. I'm only on my first cup of coffee. That is what these are. You have got an aged one. This is aged in, I think, French oak for 3 years. Was distilled in 2018. And this is the same distillate, but made in 2021 and no aging. Cane juice based. They're saying entirely pot distilled, which is a little bit weird because if you look on the bottle, one of the bottles, I think really both of the bottles, there's a picture of the stills, right? That's the Habitation Velier thing. You have a picture of the stills on the front, and it looks like a hybrid still, or a hybrid setup anyways. It looks like they've got a pot still running into a column, or really a set of two. And in fact, it even says on one of the bottlings, like Hoga hybrid still. Hoga is a producer of stills in Portugal, I think. So yeah, it's what I think is going on. Is that for this set of bottlings, and maybe kind of more generally, and just for their blending purposes, they set up the still to run in batch only mode, effectively as it was just a regular pot still. So I think that's what's going on. Anyways, I'm going to try these. This is redemption time for Takamaka. We're going to see what we have got underneath the ethanol. I'm very curious to try these. No notes. I'm doing this in the spur of the moment. I just have to record a couple of videos, y'all, because my wife and I are going on vacation, actually to Jamaica, and I just need to knock some stuff out, Ooh. So I have to say, I don't have a whole lot of hope for the aged version because, in my experience, 3 years just doesn't do a whole lot, especially with cane distillate, or cane juice, I'm sorry. But I'm very curious about this this unaged version. What I'm initially getting is almost like a pool water note, but nice. Very, very pool water, very kind of minerally. There's like a soapstone thing going on. Actually, you know what this initially reminds me of is, I think when I reviewed the 69, don't buy this, I reviewed alongside a rum from Mauritius, I think a Sanabon. And this is kind of reminding me of that. It's so, I guess there's like an Indian Ocean terroir thing going on. Yeah, slightly floral, almost like a potpourri thing happening. It's a low ester rum. I don't think they were, they weren't cranking up the dunder or anything on this, but nice aromatic, very minerally. Some lime coming through, a little touch of like grapefruit peel. It's relatively quiet on the nose, but what's there is interesting. Um, I'm curious to see whether this really comes out more with water. Well, we shall see. Let me give this a shot with on the palate. Here we go. Yeah, actually very reminiscent of the Sanabon. Um, ooh, lots of fun. Pop rocks, but also like actual rocks. Just again, soapstone kind of thing. Lime, grapefruit, very punchy on the palate. Um, Not a lot of mouth length on this. Most of the event is happening up front. That's kind of something you get with relatively quick fermentations on cane juice. It's a nice event. It actually hangs on for a nice long time too. But it's just not. It's kind of not even making it to my molars. It's all in the front of my mouth right now. Very mineral driven. Some Smarties candies. Floral potpourri stuff. What is that? A little chalk as well. And certainly mingled in with the minerally notes, it is certainly a little bit smoky as well. Um, Touch of seawater, touch of fennel going on there as well. But very subtle. This is not, an herbaceous bomb of a rum by any means. Um, Relatively simple distillate. I don't think this fermented for a very long time, but it works. It's lovely, and I'm really eager to see what happens when I add a little bit of water. This is did I mention the proof? This is 56% alcohol by volume. Three. It's going to take at least 4 squirts. Can go 4.5 actually. Thanks for your patience. Ooh, even with just a little bit of water, there's some more herbaceousness coming out. There's some, not basil, almost like a cilantro note happening. Even. Okay, let's leave that be. Move on to the aged version. All right, this is 2018 and then bottled 2021, so 3 years old. 60.8% alcohol by volume. I will put further details down below. And again, I think this is some variety of French oak. Ooh. It's very like rum raisin is like rum raisin ice cream is what this smells like. Yeah, the oak is really in charge on this. Rum raisin ice cream. What else is there? A lot of vanilla, a lot of cinnamon and clove happening. White pepper. If you look, there's a little bit of that minerality still left. Even a little bit of the pool water thing. Certainly some flowers happening. That potpourri thing is still around. Little hints of the soapstone. The rye, I'm sorry, the lime. The lime note is still in play, but it's almost more like a toasted lime peel thing now. Almost slightly burned lime peel. Very fun, very dessert-like. Some black Cavendish tobacco happening in there. And not hugely complex, which is what I kind of expect from a 3-year-old cane distillate, especially like one that went, cane juice going into fresh oak. It just usually takes them a little bit of time, more time to pull out of or to build back up that complexity after they initially lose it due to the aging. That's most of what I'm getting. The lime is coming out a little bit more now, which is making me happy. I'm always happy to get some lime on my rum. Touch of fennel is still there, but really it's the rum raisin ice cream thing that's dominating. And I'm okay with that because I like rum raisin ice cream. On the palate, .8 alcohol, and there's a nippiness to this, but I don't think it's the alcohol. I think it's just the rawness of the cask. Just a lot of black pepper on this. Actually, I could see this hitting a lot of palates fairly well. Like the distillate isn't talking very much here, but the oat delivery is very, very, very textbook. It's very spicy and sweet. God help me, I could see bourbon fans getting into this. Ooh. A lot of rum raisin ice cream on the palate too, but it's really kind of a battle between the rum raisin and the black pepper now. The burnt lemon peel thing is going on. The minerality is back in play. It's not just the black pepper that's attacking me. It's like that soapstone kind of character is much more present on the palate, actually. Again, slightly floral, but the lime is much more kind of straight ahead and present. Oh, what is that? Touch of Ricola, little touch of Ricola in there. I feel like I'm overusing Ricola as a tasting note, but it's coming up a lot recently. It's just kind of there for a minute on the mint palate. It's nice. Lots more kind of dried fruity stuff going on. Maybe some like the what is the Cuban espresso where like you pull the shot but you're like brown sugar on top, so it's a little bit sweet. There's a little bit of that going on. I forget the name of that. And that's about it. It's fairly simple. Finish is hanging on pretty well. It's going a little bit further back in my mouth. The mouth length is a little bit more aggressive on this than the white rum. But yeah, you can tell it's relatively young. But with just a lot of oak on it. Let's give this some water. I'm gonna pour some more in here. One more squirt. Thank you for being patient with me with my squirting. Something about that sounded wrong. But I know you guys suffer through this, like live footage. If I was a professional channel, I would be cutting this out, but whatever. Just a little more water. And I think it'll be good to go. Okay. So, this is kind of what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a huge fireworks show from this. I mean, Takamaka isn't going to be doing, high ester, wild, fermented monsters down there. They're just doing something that's going to blend to make this, right? So you're going to get short fermentations. It's going to be kind of fruity and aromatic and nice. And that's kind of what I'm getting. But it's really actually quite lovely, and it's showing, particularly the white rum is showing, for lack of a better word, a kind of Indian Ocean terroir that I associate with almost like a industrial cleaning product kind of character, but nice, that I've also gotten in Mauritius. All right, let's go back to the white rum here. Ooh. So now I'm just throwing me some straight up cane character, which I like. It now smells like straight up like Steen's cane syrup, with a little lemon added. The aromatics are much more kind of going wild now. I mean, not going wild. They're much more present. Pepper has come out as well. So I'm wondering now if the pepper I was getting on the aged version was actually coming just as much from the distillate as from the cask. Yeah, cane syrup with citrus, slightly floral, very minerally. The rockiness is still there. A whole lot of development. What's really come forward is the cane character and a little bit more pepper from before. Okay. All right, let's give this a shot in the palate again. Just a nice, clean, just a lovely unaged cane juice rum is what this is. It's no fireworks, no gimmicks or anything. That's just what this is. It's nice to drink. Interesting. There's a little once again, as on the nose, it's really the cane character, almost the cane syrup character that comes out on this. It really reminds me a little bit of Sanson to some extent, Claire and Sanson. Don't get too excited. Like, this isn't anywhere near as wild as that, but like that kind of cane syrup meets artisanal cake thing is kind of taking me back there. What else we got? We got rocks. We got soapstone. Slightly potpourri. The lemon, or the lime and grapefruit notes have kind of receded a little bit. I think maybe they've just kind of given way to the cane notes. Herbaceous, that little touch of cilantro in there. This is fun. I like this. Not going to go crazy score-wise. I mean, this is just it's an 84. I mean, this is just a nice fastball right down the middle. Nothing super duper complicated about it. But I like it. I mean, I like what this is doing. Well worth trying, especially for just the fun terroir aspect that it brings. I wouldn't spend too much money on it. I wouldn't, get too super dupe. Don't get your expectations too high, but I think well worth a try. 84 points. And now we're moving on to the 2018, the aged version. Ooh. So now the cinnamon and lime notes have really kind of gone crazy. Okay, what this is reminding me now is that that aged European, the European Añejo. It's kind of giving me those vibes now. like just you know, bourbon barrel aged Claren, but not insane. That's kind of what I'm getting right now. Lots of cinnamon stick, lots of clove, lots of lime peel, but like toasted lime peel. Kind of rocks, floral, pleasant, rum raisin. But yeah, it's really the cinnamon and the lime peel that have stepped up. It's kind of the rum raisin thing has kind of given way. Nice. I like to see development like this. All right, on the palate. Ooh. I might actually like this more than the white, and that's not what I was expecting. Usually between two versions of the same rum, one that hasn't had age and one that's had a little bit of age, I prefer the unaged one. But in this case, I think I'm actually a little bit more impressed by the one that's gone into oak. Very peppery, so water has brought out the pepper, and it's also brought out the rocks. This just has a very impressive, thick mouthfeel now. Thick. It's still, I don't want to get too excited. It's still very cask driven. The distillate's there, but it's there in like very subtle ways that you wouldn't even notice if you hadn't tried the white version alongside. I do like the way this feels in the mouth, though. Rum raisin, overstewed tea, cinnamon stick, black pepper, rocks. Little top note of like flowers and Ricola. And that's most of what you're getting here. But it delivers it very, very well. I'll try the Blanc version again. Yeah, I like the aged version more, but not a whole bunch more. It's just a little nudge, you know? 85 points. 85 points for the Habitation Velier Takamaka at 2018 3-year-old. And yeah, that wraps this up. The unfortunate thing about this is these are probably going to be the only bottlings like this ever, because not only because all this is appearing in here, but because so far as I know, Takamaka has basically decommissioned their old still. And I guess they're going to be moving to column still only. So I will no longer be enjoying even this level of stuff as much. But very fun to try these. And if Takamaka ever wants to bring back their old Hoga still, I think it will have fans. I think it will have fans among the nerds. Thanks for watching, and cheers.